everybody mute until they're ready to actually speak to Cassandra. We've got our names all mixed up today. We've got Cassandra in purple. Raise your hand. Cassandra's in purple. She's going to be leading Interplay tonight. And Kathy Zoitlin, raise your hand. And I'm Wendy Russell, and we're just waiting for other people to get on. There's just a couple of technical things I want to go over with everyone. We can have 6 people on camera at any one time. I'll get off when we've got everybody on. Mute yourself either with a *6 on your phone if you're using a phone, or if you look at the top of the icon with a camera, mic, just put the mic all the way down. But if you want to ask Cassandra a question, you can turn it up later.
Well, we're going to be taking turns saying things.
Okay. So I just wanted to let them know where it is. So, but welcome to Interplay. Oh, and here comes Meg. So I hope you heard the instructions. We're really welcome being here. And we have Cassandra, hi, Kathy, which Kathy's over there, and Wendy. Our names are all mixed up. So, and we've got a few more people, so we'll probably start in about another couple of minutes or so. But meanwhile, Kathy, do you want to tell people who Cassandra is? And
well, all right, I'll wait for the more people.
Okay,
if you don't mind.
Okay, but meanwhile, just start inhabiting your body, start moving around, and we'll get started in a few minutes. But you might as well start while you're here. There's Lisa. I'm going to follow Lisa in Maryland. She's doing. It looks good. Woo! Woo! And I'm following Wendy.
Move it.
And then, oh yeah, I like what Meg's doing, so do a little of that. That's a good one.
And we have a Michaela on the phone. Welcome. Who else? Someone else popped in too.
Yeah, we'll tell people. So right now, everybody's just moving around, and some people are swinging their arms, and Lisa's kind of dancing and stretching her head back, and Meg likes that, and she's doing it too, stretching her arms up. So just join us, and as soon as a couple more people get here, we'll get started, but right now we're like pre-started. So.
And Michaela, if you want to join us on camera, we can have up to 6 people on camera.
Okay.
And if you want to, we're asking everyone to mute. So if you see the little microphone right at the top of the presentation, just put that all the way down until you have a question, because that'll block out the outside noise.
Or that it's your turn to share, because we're going to go around the circle a bunch of times, tell little stories, share things, make up little songs, make up sounds, do little things like that. So there'll be times and we're just going to go in the order of the names there.
Okay. And Kathy, did you start recording?
I did.
Okay, good, because I was getting ready to, and I went, oh, looks like someone else took care of that. Okay. Anyone else joined us?
You tell me when
I guess we could. I'm going to introduce Cassandra.
Okay. I'll go in the green room.
Okay. Cassandra Sagan.
And I want to get off the camera, so that way other people can join.
Other person can. Yeah.
Okay, we have room for.
We're glad you're still here.
Okay.
Cassandra Sagan is a Magi, which is a Jewish storyteller, a preacher, a teacher, and a designated Leitz Kadosh, holy clown. She's a poet. She's a singer. She is a songwriter. She's a performer. She's an interplay teacher. She is a mosaic maker. She's an extraordinary person, and you get to spend
the next hour experiencing that. Thank you very much. But really, this hour is about each of you and all of us, and somehow creating this group body across time and space in our own homes, but together with each other. And so we're just going to do some very simple things. We're going to warm up our bodies and our voices, and then at some point we'll go through, at some different points, we'll be going through, going around the circle, and each person will have a little time to share different things as we do different forms, different interplay forms. And Interplay is a system that was created, it was created 25 years ago by Cynthia Winton-Henry and Phil Porter. And it's a very simple system of very little forms. We'll just do things for like 30 seconds at a time. And to just help to find ease in your body and access the wisdom of your body. So, excuse me. So we're just going to, I think we'll go ahead and we'll get started. We'll do a warm-up and just get ourselves really present in our bodies and our voices and kind of get our minds, hearts, bodies all lined up together so we can be present. And then we'll start doing some different things, going around the circle and doing some sharing together. So, the first thing we're going to do, even though you're sitting in front of your computer or on your phone, we still can do this with a nice, soft, easy focus. So what I invite you to do is take your fingers right here. So this is that place on your around your third eye where when you're focusing really hard and you're working really hard and you're concentrating, it gets all crinkly and creased. And we're going to take that and we're going to go, whee,
whee. This is like the space interplay. I didn't know what it was. You know, Kathleen Zetlin?
No.
Hi.
This is life. This is her, and this is part of her new work. But that's not
okay. That's Deborah. Hi, Deborah.
Hi.
Okay. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is, Deborah, it would be helpful if you could put your microphone on mute until it's your turn. It's your turn to talk.
Okay. I don't know how to put it on mute. Oh, do I just click it above?
Beautiful, thank you. And that'll keep the echo down. So, everybody, let's start out. Everybody's going to take a deep breath and let it out with a nice long sound. So, and then shake out one arm, and shake out another arm, and shake out a leg, and shake out your other leg, and shake out everything in the middle. Shake out your voice. And take another breath and let it out with another sound. And the first thing we're going to do is stretch a little. So take one arm and reach it over your head and stretch up and down at the same time. I like to give a little extra pull on my arm. And breathing, everybody responsible to your own body. Don't do anything unless it feels good and right to you. And then take the other arm and reach that up, reaching up and down at the same time. So extra pull if you need it. Stretching. And then take your arms out to the side and just feel your width, breathing, feel your feet on the ground, feeling the breath and the extra spaces that are made wide by having your arms out. And then wrap yourself up and give yourself a little hug. And grab onto your, kind of inch your fingers back a little and give a little extra hug there and give a little wiggle to your hug. That's always good too. And breathing. And then I'm going to disappear now because we're going to gently soften your knees and bend over. And we're going to go down, go over. Oh. And while you're down, just wiggle your hips. And let your elbows go. Shake your head. Yes. Breathing. And then gently, come back up. See everybody reappear in the little windows. It's really cool being able to see everybody. Okay, let's do that again. So reaching your hands up over your head. Have a stretch up and down, breathing. Just letting the day go. And your arms out to the sides. Feeling that space. And then wrap yourself up again. Thank you for being here. Oh, breathing. And let yourself come over again. And just let all the junk, all the excess, all the things from the week just fall out of your head. You don't need them for this next hour. And wiggle your hips a little. Yes and no. Shaking your head. Oh. And come on back up. And then we're going to get some circles going. So circle your shoulders around. Breathing, always keeping that breath going. That's your connection. Circling your elbows. See what kind of circles you can do with your wrists. Wrist circles, and then circle your hips. You can make big circles, little circles, kind of play around with all the different kinds of circles you want to be doing. And have a little bit of circly sounds to go with it. And go the other direction. It's so fun to see people. Oh, I'm doing this. Okay. And shake that out. And we'll make some big arm circles. Swing it around. Oh. Make all the sounds you want because you're on mute and you're at home by yourself, so just make sounds. Woo! Oh, that's good. That's good. And then we're going to give ourselves a little massage and bring all our skin and our nerve endings and things into it. So give your head a little rub. Give your face a little mush, and I'm going to just really exaggerate and show you all the things I can do with my face. And get your ears, because they have about 10,000 acupuncture points, so you can give yourself a complete tune-up in seconds. And then just check in with the rest of your skin and just say hi. We're all here together, and check in with that. And then let that go. Take another breath. And then take one foot and put it slightly in front of the other, and we'll just kind of go forward onto your forward foot, and just let the energy come to the front of your body. And do not worry if you can't see me. You can't do this wrong. It doesn't matter. Just do things that just feel good, and moving your energy kind of all the way to the back of your body, all the way to the front of your body, kind of like it's made out of mercury and can slosh around inside of you. Oh. And then tread your feet a little on the floor. And maybe tread around your room, but you're going to have to come back to the same place because otherwise we won't see each other. So tread around a little bit. Alright, and we're back. And now we're going to warm up the 4 movement patterns. And so just find a little swing in your body. So maybe you're swinging forward and back, or side to side. If you're looking at the computer and you see somebody else swinging in a way that looks good to you, let them swing. And the 4 movement patterns were discovered in the 40s as the 4 primary ways that cells move and organize. And then in the 60s, you know, some social psychologists said, ooh, if that's the way our cells move, then that must be the way that humans organize themselves. So we're going to warm up these 4 patterns. And the swing is, and let's swing a little, get a little more kind of like swinging a racket or a golf club, and just get that kind of swing going. And the swing energy, that's the networking energy, the connector between people, between things. That's the part of us that does juxtaposition, that we learn something in one framework and then we take it and we look and see what else we can learn, what else we can understand from that. So that's the swing energy. We all have more or less of that. And then we're going to take that and we're going to start a little bit of thrusting and just gently like flick some paint onto the ceilings and the windows, and maybe there's some paint on your foot and you can kick your foot up and flick some paint around, a little bit of flicking, and this energy, this is the driver. The thrust energy is the driver. It starts in your muscles, So start out with a little bit of tension in your muscles and then throw it out. A little bit of tension and push it out. And now we're going to do something here. We're going to do all-out thrusting with sounds for just about 10 seconds. So everybody get ready, go. Okay. And the third energy pattern is called hang. And this is the prophetic, the visionary energy, and it's kind of like kelp floating in the ocean, suspended, smooth, just flowing, hanging, feeling yourself suspended and just hanging. And this energy, you can't rush it, you can't push it. It's just round and smooth and just buoyant, held. And it's in that viscosity. And the hang energy, that's the creative energy, the visionary energy, the person who's sitting on the couch all day and looks like they're not doing anything, then all of a sudden they have an idea and they're going for it. So we all have some of that access, you know, to that energy that kind of starts outside of us. And this is one way of accessing. This is also this kind of, for me, because I'm a real hang person, that's my primary MO energetically, this is very soothing to me. Just sometimes if I'm feeling agitated or upset or I hear some bad news or I even look at the news, I can just move like this a little and it's very calming for me. And then find a shape and hold it. It doesn't have to be an interesting shape or a cool shape, it's just a shape. And that's the fourth pattern, is organizer, the shaper. And then move around however you want and find another shape and kind of breathe and hang out in your shape for a minute and see what that shape might tell you, and then move a little more. And go from shape to shape, maybe 80% shape and 20% movement. Just feel what kind of shapes your body wants to be in today. And then in this, whatever shape you're in, just look in a different, hold your shape, but look in a different direction. And move one hand. And move the position of one of your legs. And just slowly shift around from shape to shape, really gently. Little as you want. And the shaper, the organizer, the person with the neat desk and the lists of things to do, and we all have some shaper in us, whether it's how we put mosaic tiles next to each other, how we arrange our rooms, how we organize a talk or a meeting, or the soap on our shelves. We all have some of that. Okay, and then squirm that all around a little bit. And take a deep breath. Okay, so this gets to the slightly tricky technical part. And I want to go, I want to go around, and oh, thank you, Kathy's my tech support here. I want to go around and each person get a chance to say something. And we're going to go in order. Is there anybody who's just on the phone? Or is everybody on the?
Meg.
But Meg is right here, so she can see me. So there's nobody who's
just on the phone.
No, I'm just on the phone.
Okay, there are people just on the phone. Okay, who is just on the phone? Tell me your name.
Baruch.
Oh, Baruch. Okay. And who else is just on the phone?
Kirsten.
Kirsten. Okay. So I'll just say your names. Okay, I'll say your names. We'll just go in the order of the people who are here, and I want you to say your name, say where you are, and tell us one thing you can see when you look out the window, but do it in a strange voice, a fun voice, a different voice than your usual voice. And I'll go ahead and start, and then we'll go in order: Wendy, Kathy, Deborah, John, Kirsten, Lisa, Meg, Michaela, Rob, Waco, and Baruch. Okay? All right, so my name is Cassandra. I am in Portland, Oregon, and when I look out the window, I can see some leaves on a tree, and they're kind of moving, just like there was some wind blowing or something like that. Wendy. You have to unmute yourself, Wendy. Unmute yourself. Oh, Kathy, you have to.
I think we're unmuted.
Wait, Wendy. Okay.
Oh, I know.
Wendy.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. Hello, I'm Wendy. I'm under Kathy's name. I'm from Portland, Oregon, and outside my window I see some gray clouds and green leaves and a weird mask.
Okay, thank you. Kathy.
I'm Kathy, and I'm Portland, Oregon, and I can't look out my window. There's something blocking. I can't see.
Okay, Deborah. You have to unmute yourself. Hi, Debbie. Unmute.
Oh, I'm so caught off guard by all this. I'm in a place I can't talk. I didn't realize I'd need some privacy. So bear with me. Let's see, voice.
I am a funny little tiny girl, and I see some flags flying in the air, and I see cars going by. They're going really fast, and I see a little bit of blue sky.
Okay, thank you. Okay, John, unmute yourself.
I'm John from Denver, Colorado. I am. And outside my window I see a locust tree that we planted. It's getting big.
Thank you. Kirsten, you have to unmute first.
There's this little patch of sky out the window, and there's a bush underneath, under the trees coming over, and the sky is just starting to become pink.
Beautiful, thank you. Lisa, unmute.
Hello.
You are not. Oh, there.
Lisa, and I'm from Havergrace, Maryland. Outside my window, it's dark. It's very dark. It's very black. It's very dark. I can't see a thing.
Thank you. Thank you. Meg.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm Meg, and I'm from Asheville, North Carolina. And out my window, I see I forget the name of it, but it's one of those hemlocks, I think, that have a lot of diseases, and it's kind of half dead and half alive, but it's got all these great limbs, and they go out to the other trees, and the squirrels crawl over them all the time, and if I wait long enough until it dies, then I'll have some reishi mushrooms growing on it, very likely, someday.
Thank you.
Oh, well.
Michaela.
You have to star 6, Michaela, to unmute.
Over Nebraska, when I look out my window, I see lots of green trees, and they're all kind of clumped together. So it's just very green, very green, very green.
Very green. Thank you.
I'm going to get turkey pops this weekend. Not today.
I can't hardly hear you, Michaela.
Are you on a speakerphone, Michaela?
Meg, you might have to turn up your actual computer volume, the volume on your computer.
That's okay. What I need to do.
Okay.
Okay, Rob. Are you there, Rob? Rob.
My name is Rob from McMinnville, Oregon, and I look outside. I see some weeds on the ground. Don't see any sky. It's all hidden by clouds, and I see some trees and a shed.
Thank you. Thank you. Waco, Shannon.
And not Waco. A hotel room in Connecticut. A conference with a room I just met yesterday. I'm going to outside my window at State Capitol.
Well, that was a very funny voice. Thank you. Okay, Baruch.
I am Baruch. I am from Portland, Oregon. And in front of me, I can see 4 dancing ribbons with shiny objects rolling on wheels glistening in the sun for as far as I can see.
Thank you. Okay, so we'll work with our technical things here. And I'm just wondering, tech support, if we all like sing together, are we going to hear like 10 million echoes of each other's phones? Yes. We are.
But it's okay. You can.
But
we just turn our volumes down. And
okay, well, turn your volume down so that so you can stand it. But I want to do a little.
I think if you turn the volume on any meeting down low, but turn the volume on computer low, that should.
Okay. All right. Well, let's just give this a try because I want to get some of the I want to just do some little singing. And so here's what we're going to do, and we're just going to go around in that same order that we just went around in. And yes, I got everybody. Okay, so I'm going to start I'm just going to do a few bars of a little song, and then we're going to go in order, and so I'll start, and then.
So we're going to start with all of us unmuted at once.
Everybody's going to be unmuted at the same time so that we can hear each other and sing together. And if it's horrible, we won't do it again. And if it's wonderful, we'll do it the rest of the time.
So let's go for it. I think everybody's still muted.
Okay, still muted people. Unmute yourself. I tell you. Okay, we're just going to do a real simple thing where we each, actually first let's do a little call and response. So I'm going to make up a little song and then a little couple of lines of something, and then you'll do it back to me, and then we'll go around and take turns doing it. So, we are. Everybody has a different delay. Everybody has a different delay. Okay, so let's try going around with that. So, Wendy, who is under the name Kathy Hoytland for reasons I do not understand, why don't you go ahead? You go ahead and give us the thing, and we'll all give it back to you.
Okay. Wow, 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 wow. Wow,
Kathy.
No way.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum.
Bum, 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 bum. Okay, John. Kirsten. Meg. Dead.
Sorry. Bum ba dee da da bop bop bop.
Michaela. Michaela, are you on mute? Okay, we'll go to Rob. Rob, you are muted. Oh, you hear Michaela. There, Rob?
I'm here. Oh, there I go. I was muted by presenter.
Okay.
Boop, 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 boop.
Okay.
Who is witnessing?
You're witnessing. Okay, Baruch.
Beep, 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 beep.
Okay, everybody take a breath. And the whole thing is that by doing things that we don't usually do, it sometimes will help us access other parts of our body intelligence, of our creativity, of our ideas, intellectual, the parts of ourselves that all the how-to books and self-help books are written about, how to access all that stuff. And sometimes all you have to do is go or something like that, and it just helps to open up other channels and give you access to other information. So an important part of the interplay process is we do stuff, we make stuff up, and then we notice in an affirming way. We notice anything that we notice. So we notice what is good or positive. We don't say, oh, I was terrible at making faces, or my song didn't sound good. We don't notice those kind of things, but we notice like, wow, when I noticed that when I did that song, I started remembering something that was important to me, or I got an idea for my, project that I'm working on, or whatever like that. So does anybody want to share anything that they noticed doing any of the things that we're doing so far in this time together? You can raise your hand by going to My Mood.
It makes driving so much more fun.
Okay, that's true. Anyone else want to notice anything? No. Are you trying to notice, Wendy?
Yeah, I'm trying to unmute myself. I noticed I feel a lot lighter. At first I was like, oh God, I'm just a presenter. I don't want to be doing this. And now I'm like, oh, this is kind of fun, and it feels lightness.
Uh-huh. Beautiful.
I really enjoyed hearing, this is Meg, I really enjoyed hearing all the different things from different people. And I also noticed that I wanted to take care of the people who didn't get a chance to, who we didn't hear, so that caretaking thing is pretty strong in me. Good to notice.
Yeah.
I'm playing with loving that part too,
I hear that. So, anybody else? I was just hearing my own echo, I guess. So, okay, well, just shake that around a little. And that's something that, you can always do. Sometimes we don't, when you get stuck, when you get into a stuck place and you don't know what to say or what to do, sometimes just making up a song with silly nonsense sounds can, just help ease you through. It's all about, this world is hard. There's so much pain, and there's so much opportunity for joy and ease and connection. Sue,
I'm going to unmute Lisa.
We're going to
have something to say.
Oh, Lisa, we're unmuting you.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you. And my camera too's been muted.
Oh, that is why.
There you are.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, that was what you were going to say.
That's it. I just didn't want to be muted. But how do I unmute the hands now?
Oh, look, there's Michaela. You want to do your sound? Are you unmuted, Michaela? No, you're muted. You unmute. Okay, do you want to do you didn't get a chance to do a song before and have us follow you. You want to do that now? You're still muted.
You're still muted. Michaela, you're still muted. Try *6, or maybe on the computer you're muted. If you're using Skype.
Okay.
Shoot.
Okay, well.
It's nice to see you anyway, Michaela.
Yeah, well, it's good. Thanks for being here. Maybe we can figure out how to unmute you because I want to do a little bit of storytelling, and these are just do some and if you are just in a situation where we can't hear you for some reason, we'll just figure out some other way to get around it. So what we're going to do now is just you'll have about 30 seconds each to talk about something that you've done in the past day or two that just felt really good. And it could be very simple. It could be putting your hands in warm water to do the dishes. It could be, putting a shirt on that just had a nice feeling to it, or, just pulling a ripe strawberry out of the garden, whatever it is. But what I want you to do is talk about it in as if it was the most interesting, exciting, important thing ever. So just give it a lot of extra enthusiasm for 30 seconds, and I'll just get a little something to ding with, or is this a whistle? No. I'll just whistle when it's your turn is over. So I'll go ahead and start. The other day I was kayaking down the Tualatin River, and the guys went ahead of me, and I was done. I was ready to start going downriver, and I turned around, and it was quiet, and the river had a good river wet green smell, and I just floated going back down the river with the light coming through the branches, and it was so peaceful and so good. Oh. Wendy.
Okay. The Mount Hood strawberries are in. They are so red, and they taste like candy. And I took a Mount Hood strawberry and compared it to a California strawberry, and the Mount Hood raspberries are red like all the way through, none of that white stuff. And when you slice them, they make this syrup that tastes so good with whipped cream and
Okay, Kathy. I was in my biodynamic massage workshop yesterday, and we were learning to follow something. It's called quietude, and we're following quietude in another person, and when you completely tune to that other person's quietude, and you just really begin to be moved by what's going on in the healing center of someone else, and you feel that like telling you what, it's like it isn't even telling, like there's no words, there's just like a moving response to someone else's quietude.
Okay, Baruch. Are you mute? You might be muted. Okay, let's go to Deborah. You are muted.
You can hear me, right?
Okay, I can hear you.
Oh, it was a beautiful Sunday in Portland, and I got my bike out of the shed, and I pumped up the wheels, and I straightened my basket. I have this big crate basket, and I got on my bike, and I rode to New Seasons, and I did my grocery shopping, and I was so proud of myself for not driving there, and it just felt so good, and I came out of New Seasons and I loaded up my crate and I had way too much food and I thought, oh my God, how am I going to get this home? And I just made it work.
Good. Okay. Brooke. Bruce, are you there?
There we go. Hi. I had trouble getting into the meeting. I don't know what we're doing, but then again...
What we're doing. You're telling us 30 seconds of something that you did in the past couple of days that felt really good. And you're going to just tell it with a lot of enthusiasm.
I threw the ball for the dog so that the dog could go swimming, and it was the best vicarious feel I've had in 5 days. It was awesome. That's cool.
Okay. Okay, John.
I started on the piano, going up and down the scales, and my family said, uh-oh, here it comes again. Here he's going to practice his singing again. And I just let it rip. And it just filled up the house from all inside me. And they went outside and they went up to their room, and I just was singing with my entire body and being, and it felt so free and just great and loud and voluminous. And
Kristen.
Today I made a pod at work, actually several of them in the toaster oven, and it was so fabulous. It was like an adventure, and they puffed up so nicely. And then I brought onion chutney, and so they were all crunchy with the onion, spicy chutney on top of them. Oh, it was so delectable.
Lisa.
So I picked up a big basket and I put it in front of me. And I had to speak in front of a lot of people about a staff member who was leaving. She'd been with us for 7 years. And I kept pulling out props to talk about her life and how she was with us and what she did for the community. And there were times that I really wanted people to have a good time and feel affectionate and laugh. And I would bring something up and they would laugh. And then they started giving me things to be able to talk about. And the woman that we were talking about was, of course, crying and smiling, and everybody was having a wonderful time.
Meg.
He was lying on my bed, sprawled out. Well, anyway, sprawled out with his tummy and his butt showing like a warm rice pad. And I was making the bed up, so I needed to move him, and he went, and he reached up to my shoulder, and I picked him up, and he draped over my arms like a warm rice pad. And I just held him and stroked that long velvet fur.
Michaela, let's see if we can hear you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody, let's just go
woo. Hey, I can start this. Okay, Maggie. So I was going for a walk yesterday, the day before yesterday, and I found this baby bird, and it was on the curb, and it was it was a baby I picked him up and I carried him home, just like this, like all the way home. I carried him home like this. But I picked him up and I put him in a little halfway in a little dog poop bag because that's what I had in my pocket. It's like, and it looked like I was walking all the way home with the dog poop bag like this. So I thought it was really, really good to the neighbors. Like I've got this wonderful offering to bring home. But anyway, it was a little baby. It was a baby, not vulture. It was a baby turkey.
Oh my
So when
gosh.
yeah, they've got a funny little neck that goes kind of like this, like a little S. And I thought he had a broken neck, but that's just how turkey necks go. And I got home and I said to my husband, "Oh, look at the robin baby." And he said, "Michaela, with feet like that, that's no." And his feet were big. But I put him in upstairs and I got a little bed for him and I made him a little heating pad and I put him in my office.
Okay, Rob.
Rob's muted.
Okay, now I'm not muted.
Okay.
Well, I took my bike out of the shed that I haven't ridden in eons and started riding to work. And that was such a wonderful experience. One thing I didn't have to worry about parking. I could park my bike right in my office. And it was so good just to feel the exercise and to feel the air and to see the things that I don't normally see because I'm driving by and I got to watch the road where I can see them on the bike. So that was really fun. That was one of the best things I could do.
Okay, Wacko. You are muted. Can you unmute, Shannon? Wacko? Yes. We can't hear you.
I'm here in spirit.
We hear you. Oh, okay. You're listening. Okay. You're just witnessing. Okay. All right, everybody, take a breath. And just telling those little stories from our lives. Anybody have anything they noticed that they want to share about listening to, witnessing, telling your little story?
I want to say, I had already forgotten about yesterday and how wonderful it was, and so being able to tell the story actually helped me re-experience the feeling, and it was awesome.
Anybody else? Okay. So shake it around a little, and we're going to do a little movement, and we're going to have to make our own music for this, and maybe Kathy and I are going to have to make the music so that everybody's not on at the same time, but you can make music with us in your own space, even if we can't hear you, because of the delay, it gets a little weird. So, okay, I'm going to stand up.
Hey, there's an echo. I'm hearing it.
Okay, so somebody must be
mostly when
Bruce?
people are.
Hey, Bruce, you need to mute.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
that's
Bruce
better
is
now?
using a speaker.
John and Rob need to mute. Everybody mute.
That works. There's no echo.
That's good. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Wherever you are, and if you're, I think there's someone who maybe is driving, so be careful while you're doing this. But what I want you to do is just take one hand and put it in the air and just begin to move it around. And Kathy's going to get a little melody going here, a little She's gonna okay, and just let it move smooth through the air. Just let it go high. Let your hand go high. Let your hand go low. Let it be close to your body. Let it be far from your body. Let your hand be where you can't even see it, so maybe somebody else can see it on the camera. And let your hand be, start moving, kind of sharp, same shape, kind of jerky, let your hand just move jerky. And move slow and jerky. And then make a shape with your hand. And make another shape with your hand. Another shape. Another shape. Another shape. Another shape. Move your hand around. And so I'll start a song. I'm going to start a song. You can sing with me or against me or just let me. And we'll just kind of have a little hand dance and just feel that hand. And just if you see somebody else doing something that looks cool with their hand, you can, I'm touching your hand, Meg. I'm touching your hand, Lisa. And if you can't see, it doesn't matter because you can't do it wrong. There's nothing about having a little goofy dance with your hand. So let's just do that for a couple of minutes here. Find a nice ending for your dance. And take a deep breath and let out with a sound. So, yeah, I'm going to sit again. So we just have a few minutes, and I want to see if anybody, I'm just going to tell you, so the things, all these little things, when you get into a stuck place, when you get into a confused place, when you're working on some creative project, and I don't know what happens next, instead of going down this little narrow rabbit hole and focusing, if I just focus more and I work harder and but instead you can breathe, and you can make up a little song or do a little dance with your hand or share a little story of something that happened. All those little tiny things that we do can really help us to be more present and help keep us access to just messing it up a little, mixing it up a little, moving in a way that you don't usually move. Or making weird faces in the mirror. I like doing that one myself. And all those putting on a weird hat. Or, just all those little things that help us to feel good, to feel present, to feel embodied. And then the inspiration comes, the ideas come, the wisdom, but boy, I'm not supposed to be working on this right now. I really need to just go take care of something else, or whatever it is. But just adding that little bit of ease, that little bit of fun. It's not about performing. It's not about being cool. It's definitely not about being cool. And, just see if those little things can help change things. Does anybody have any questions or any noticings that they want to bring up in these last couple of minutes here?
I have a suggestion I would like everyone to do, and if you have time. But I would love to hear if you guys, after Interplay, if you did a creative little thing afterwards, whether you decided to write a little story or a poem, and if you could just email it to us and let us know that you did something after this really great experience. I would love to hear it. And you could just hit reply. I'm going to send a recording tomorrow, and you guys could just hit the reply. It's theholyrascals@gmail.com. But I would love to hear that. So.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, yeah, I'll forward them to you.
Yes. In fact, everybody should just go make something or write something or make up a song or make a really funny salad or something. So, any questions or noticing or anything before we go?
Wow. You can always get in touch with us, and Cassandra, I want to thank you for a fabulous webinar. I enjoyed it. I had fun playing. It was good. So.
No, you can
It was really fun. I missed I've been missing Interplay. It's weird to talk to you like that.
I know, but I'm looking at you.
Okay, it was fun. Yay, thank you.
Thanks, Cassandra. Everybody online too. I just want to say that next Tuesday on June 18th we have Edie Weinstein, who is a fabulous, oh God, I don't even know how to begin to describe her. She calls herself a work in progress. She writes, she coaches, she's a social worker, she's an interfaith minister. The woman has got so much knowledge, and the webinar is called How to Have a Ridiculously Amazing Life. And you can go to our website and check out more about it, but I just wanted to mention that for next week.
Okay, so between now and then, move your body, breathe, tell your story, just witness somebody else. And if you see somebody else, on the street doing something really cool, you can just, without them knowing, you can just kind of follow them. We call that ecstatic following, and it's a way of just kind of energetically experiencing with somebody else. I do it with, you could do it with movie stars and basketball players and everything else. It's a lot of fun. Tell your story, breathe, take some time to just be, to just look at nothing and just sit there and take good care of yourself. Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sandra. Many, many blessings.
Okay, it's weird when the meeting really ends. It just has that funny feeling. So take care of yourself in the weirdness. Because I'm going to click a button.
It's been weird the whole time.
All right, more weirdness to come.
Bye, Meg.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.